And go.
And
Oh my god, it's Goku from Fortnite.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, can we talk about this? Because I was playing some of that before hopping in here for this. Do you know that little brief moment you have before the match starts where you could just wander around the island dicking around?
Mm-hmm.
I was just strutting around doing the Vader thing, and I just see two people as Goku just powering up in front of each other, just hidden in a corner. No, like,
Oh.
I was just sat there going, "This is the most cursed shit ever." I was tempted, if I had enough time, I was tempted to just keep doing the Vader walking, just walking between them, and just start doing some kind of stupid dance.
Oh my god, the Vader from Fortnite.
Oh my god, it's Vader from Fortnite. It's going to get to a point where you could just point to almost anything in the world and say, "Oh my god, it's blank from Fortnite." So what I'm saying here is, when do we get, "Oh my god, it's Cody from Fortnite"?
B.O.P.
Holy shit, it's Alekxander
From
from
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Why is he doing the floss? Although, no,
Cody
if we're doing that kind of stuff, we have to go to the obvious conclusion. Oh my god, it's Waffleberg from Fortnite.
Cody would be the most OP. Even though she's technically meant to just be a skin. OP.
No. Here's the thing. You said that. We've already proven there is a skin that is OP in it, even if it is just a skin. Any player using the bloody Harlequin skin is OP.
Oh.
Like, how many times have we done matches together where the killers just ended up being a squad of Harlequins? It's getting ridiculous. Everyone else we handle. Harlequin turns up, we're fucked. Anyway, greetings everyone and welcome back to the Dark Tides of Runeterra from Fortnite.
Wait!
Also, I was saying before, while you were BRB, Dion, we got some of that Karamak in. Not Karamak, Caramilk.
Yeah,
Almost had the good stuff in.
I'm not a big fan of caramel anyway.
It's one of the first times we've seen it around, so we got some in it. It's not that bad.
It's not bad, but it's
Now go get a Karamak and enjoy true flavour.
Karamak best.
See, she understands.
I'll tell him about that Karamak fudge you got that one time.
Yes, probably contributed to my diabetes.
I want more of that pizza cheese from that other stall.
Black.
It was good. It was powerful, but it was good either way. Last time.
I mean, if the cheese is black, I can sort of understand why it wasn't very good.
Also, Lee.
Yeah?
There's like a full-on cheese stall in Darwin Market.
Oh god, the white people have found the coin.
Oh, no. If we need to talk about this kind of thing, just quickly before I do the recap of the last session. Bury Market's cheese stall, where they just have a giant platter or two just laid out in front of you just for free samples. You could
somebody said free samples.
Yeah, you could quite literally go to Bury Market, go to the cheese stall, and just quite literally have your dinner there of free samples. They've got that many flavours. They won't question it either, because it's like, yeah, I just want to see what's your best flavour. Just take one of each. By the time you've done that, you've probably eaten a full block of cheese, and then you're like, I'll come back later and decide which one. And you never do.
I'll bring others.
My population just hit 69.
How'd you get it? 'Cause you fully checked them.
So where are we? Sorry, I was a little absent.
Alexander and Moonboy were on the ship, getting given something that is relevant to the other game as well. Which may at one point cause a clash between the two parties.
It's almost as if the actual league thing dropped a story point a while back. I was like, I kind of want to follow up on that.
Oh
Either way,
my.
Last time, you all left the ball, taking your 2 new friends with you. They're technically free, but no one saw the tiny little spider hiding in Alexander's beard aside from Alexander.
And the DM won't let you forget it for some reason.
Why would you want to forget it?
Well, I don't want to forget it. It's mine. Get your own.
Spider.
I find it funny that the person that actually has arachnophobia here is the spider in the beard.
Yeah, God, it's almost like I'm not actually Alexander, and therefore can allow him to put spiders in his beard.
But
I do
yes,
as the Alexander commands me.
you made it back to the ship. Alexander and Kuiper first, of course. They had a bit of a discussion. And Zoe handed them a chime, which was ringing out through the night, and ended up giving Mariah some visions. Unfortunately, we don't have a Rebecca this week, so I can't follow up on that shit.
Next time on the Devil Darlings. Thanks for watching this week, folks. Now,
Like Mariah would like outright tell us anyway.
She'll probably do so in some kind of odd roundabout way.
Yeah, she'd also probably
it'd be 3 sessions from now, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, guys, this thing," and we'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, in the middle of
We
combat,
passed
she just
it
goes,
down.
"This is just like my visions," and it's like, what?
So, you are travelling from the outskirts of Noxus to the Freljord. I really should have a mouse for this. A mouse is much better to navigate the actual map of Runeterra.
Hey, hi.
I think rats are better, to be honest. But...
I mean, rats are amazing, but you know.
Yeah, but the 7 foot with rats a lot. I'm not even starting this again.
But frame rats.
I'm not starting this as well, given what happened in bloody Echoes of the Past that Chocobo runs with rats in the last session. We're not starting that shit again. But whereabouts are you wanting to land in the Freljord?
I mean, we could probably just land back in Alari and Delris' hometown like last time.
If you recall right, what you did last time was you had to travel there from the Glacier Port, which is the harbour settlement. Hang on, I can actually switch all over from this map here to this one. Glacier Port's being just here on the shore.
We should dock at the nearest village. We need somewhat of a quick getaway.
But also, we are flying. I don't think a port is 100% necessary.
Then we land in the sea and pretend it's a water ship.
If we land in the sea, we have to pay the tithe.
I can pay the tithe
fine.
if we really need to. And she pulls out a gold coin.
Oh no, we each have to give a coin.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, well then in that case, she pulls out a gold coin for everybody.
No, it's fine.
So, if you are wanting to land a bit closer, I can let you all roll me a... What check would this be? Let me pull up Mariah's sheets to try and figure this out with the stats. Because so far I'm going for intelligence, but I also want to see if there is just like something for navigation or map kind of thing.
I mean, navigation, I would say, falls under survival, but we're also not tracking something right now. So it'd be a hit or miss.
Make me a... It's not so much a knowledge thing as rather a wisdom thing. So I'd say make me a wisdom check. Those from the Freljord can make it with advantage.
Okay.
Hello, sorry, I just returned. I heard Freljord.
Make a wisdom check with advantage because you're from the Freljord.
I have not been Alarian.
Oh, did you
Been
roll
a
through
while
Alari?
since I've been
No,
back.
no, I didn't. I rolled Delris, but I haven't been Alari in a while. I just realized.
I mean,
Enjoyed that that was a save.
if you want to mix things up a bit, you can always switch it over.
I'm good till it happens naturally.
Alright,
Yeah, that would have been a 14.
okay, so a
The map's frozen me. 1 second. I'm gonna reload roll 20.
No.
so
It was still
It's been a
there.
few hundred years since I've been back. Things have changed, so
It was
6 is
stuck,
valid.
it was stuck on the airship map for some reason.
weird. I just need to make sure then that I actually had dragged you over and I have.
Yeah.
So you're not sure, porcelain lady. As said, it's been a while. Everyone else, you're either from the Freljord or you've studied up a bit on it since the last time you were here. And you'd know of the 3 closest locations to the citadel itself would be either the Foundling Village, which is the closest one. Who got the highest roll there? It was Delris. Delris, you'd know that the Foundling Village, it tends to be a Frostguard holding ground kind of thing.
Yeah.
Closer to the shore, but a bit further away, is some ruins called the Yeti's Vigil. And furthest away, but still kind of close by, is the village of Naljag, which is a simple milling settlement beneath a waterfall.
I mean,
With
we
that
got
wisdom, do we know which one's safer?
Naljag is welcoming to outsiders. It's generally neutral ground, so none of the clans really rule over it. Yeti's Vigil, as far as anyone knows, it's abandoned. And Foundling Villagers said it's a Frostguard settlement, so Lysandra's people most likely there.
Sounds
And
like the first option is best.
if I just drag that to there, you'll get an idea of just roughly where the fuck. I can't believe I've done this.
Stretch boy.
Oh no, it was stretched out. It filled out the entire thing. It's just, it's not on the map layer. It's on the token layer. There we go. Naljag, it's down here with Yesi's Vigil there and the Foundling Village here.
I mean, Yeti's Vigil might be okay. It's abandoned and close enough. Or do we-
Yes, but also there is a chance it may get overrun by the time we get back.
What, you mean the Yeti's Vigil?
Yes, if it's abandoned,
It's been abandoned for a long time.
well, if you trust the wilderness with the ship, I'm completely fine with landing there.
I don't know, unless you want to land in Nijag, but it's a trek away.
It is. The less time in this cold, the better.
Sounds like village is overrun with Lysandra's people, so we can't land there.
Everybody okay with Yeti's Vigil?
That sounds fine to me. I'm
It
sure.
all works for Alexander.
Okay.
I have no objections.
Lyra spins the wheel to Yeti's Vigil.
Okay, so this will take a few days of travel to get to there. Given it is quite literally one of the most furthest north points on the map.
Mm.
So I'd say like 3 or 4 days. Is there anything you're wanting to do over those 3 or 4 days?
I'll
I
let other
think
people go
honest-
first.
was gonna say, I think honestly should just spend a little bit of time getting to know the people that she has surrounded herself with.
Okay.
You don't survive for 4,300 years without a little bit of communication.
So, who are you going to converse with first?
Hmm. Honestly, she'd probably go for the bird.
Okay. So, Potoo, where would you be at this point?
Probably wherever he's been sleeping. Just messing around with some personal effects.
Okay. So, you would find Potoo down in the barracks, in like the bunk rooms. I'm going to say Mariah is still asleep in there, just kind of like tossing and turning.
There's just like a gentle knock at the door. Hello?
Doors open. What do you want?
Just wanted to do more proper introductions of myself with others, I guess, and get to know you all a little bit better.
Right.
Well, you don't sound too enthused.
I'm catching a bit of a bug. It's fine.
Oh. Well, hopefully it recovers quickly. The most I'm known as the Porcelain Lady. What might I call you?
N.Tweaks.
Well, it is very nice to meet you, Potoo. If you'd like, I can leave you to what you are doing, and we can always talk another time. I'd rather not be a bother.
I suppose you're not too much of a bother.
Is there anything I can help with?
No, not that I can think of.
Well, what is your story? If you don't
That
mind
one's a
me
bit
asking.
personal.
I'll tell you some of mine if you give me some of yours. A deal?
Hmm.
Better yet, I'll let you ask a good solid 3. You know what? Make it 5 questions. And they can be as personal as you want to make them.
If you want to talk about yourself, feel free to.
Well, I want to know about you. I'm just offering vulnerability for vulnerability. I figure it's only fair.
Good point. Well, what do you want to know?
Well, you reek of dead energy. Do you mind if I ask why?
That would be because I've been carrying around this sword that's been helping me.
Ooh, it's a relic. Old one at that. I would have to say, if relics are something that you enjoy, the ring that I wear, and she's going to bring up her hand, it is a rather interesting relic of its own, but it is what holds the shape that is this body. Without it, honestly, I don't know if I'd fit in here. She kind of like looks around. I'm guessing this room is not that big. Probably only 8-foot tall ceiling.
Pretty much.
I might have to crouch.
Well, that must be uncomfortable.
I mean, well, you get used to living in tight spaces when you look like this, but it's nice to be out and free again. Um, let's see. Ooh, a very interesting one. How old are you? And has the sword prolonged your life? Or is it more of a
Um,
recent endeavor?
well, that particular one is a fairly more recent endeavor. I'm not ancient.
No. Ancient people always have the most fun things.
Pretty sure I'd know when to leave best alone, if I was.
Well, that's true, I guess. Do you have anything you'd like to know about me in particular?
Hmm. Why'd you choose to come with us? If you
Well,
don't mind me asking.
not at all, dear. I decided to follow you out of curiosity, interest in what others do. It is the spice of life sometimes adventuring with others, not always by yourself. I've walked a lot around Runeterra by myself, but every once in a while I find myself falling in with a group of, well, almost like a ragtag family. It's rather nice. You get to know people.
That is true.
Mm. But underline, there are no malicious intents here, dear. I don't think I've had a malicious bone in my body in over 1,000 years. She kind of stares off to a shelf in the corner. Sorry, got lost in my thoughts there for a second.
That's fine.
Well, I don't want to bother you too much. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask anytime. Or if you ever just want to chit chat, she's going to kind of take the edges of her dress and kind of do like a small little toop. And I hope you have a wonderful day in, well, your endeavor there.
As well.
And thank you. And she will away to find a person that is free and seems like they are not doing anything because she feels bad for having interrupted Potoo.
Okay. So, as you're going to do that, I'm just going to quickly do this.
Oh no. Oh, it's
Mm.
time, I guess.
Oh, okay. I kind of like this. It's daft, but I kind of like it.
Uh-oh.
That's
So,
not increasing my confidence.
as you're making your way over, I'd say if I just drag you back to the actual world map at the moment, because this helps make things a bit clear. What the fuck has happened?
There's a lot that's happened here since you have been here.
I never saw the dragon down near the thing. I've been seeing this duck for a while, but so no, I don't want to enable fog of war. Bugger off with that
By the way,
noise.
I'm still on the ship.
You still were, sir?
I'm still on the ship.
Okay. So as you're making your way over the mountains, over towards the Freljord, it's not gone any whiter yet. It's still quite green below. Make me perception checks, those that are on deck.
Oh my. Oh my.
Kuiper and Lyra both see this. Unfortunately, Lyra doesn't smell or hear anything because she's
It's too goddamn
Gone
high for that
blind
shit.
and deaf, just temporarily.
Okay, so Alekxander with 13, Kuiper with a yes. Who else would be on deck at the moment?
I mean, I'd probably be on my way up, but I don't know if I'd be, like, there. I probably would have just left, like, Potoo's room.
Where would Delris be? Okay. Wow. With an 11 and an 11. You three all see this. It's not really that tricky, given that as you are just looking out overboard, down in what's to be a nice forest below, seems to be like odd colours just standing out every now and again, just along it. And as you're going between them, you realise they're like flags, just kind of billowing in the wind.
Hmm.
And then you just see two other lights just dart off, just kind of following these flags around, kind of jostling for position.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
There's an intercom on this ship, isn't there?
Hello, I would like to play Runeterra cards.
There is, yes.
You just hear for the intercom like, we may have company. There's dancing lights and flags. Just a warning. No cause for concern yet.
I just realised that this is quite literally the same thing I was using when you were coming from the Freljord the last time. The same list, because I recognise some of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Potoo and Porcelain Lady, you get that message over the intercom.
Oh, beautiful lights. Well, when I get up there, I'll hopefully be
No, you
able to
just say,
see for
"Oh,
myself.
this is fun. I don't know how to turn this thing off. This is my first time." Waffleberg. Wait.
Just be there with Santa's new character that I refuse to ever remember the name of.
Right.
Right, it's quite literally on the map.
Right.
Hmm?
The map that I still can't see because I just keep getting sent back to the ship. I think I'm gonna refresh.
Same.
That's strange. I've
But,
got the players on the world map. Like the player
Yeah.
buttons on the world map.
I see the world map. It's just, I think Roll20's being a little buggy today.
there
so-
we go.
Yeah.
Got somewhere.
Okay.
So yeah. Just be there. Pardon me. Just be there. Trying to convince Fright that the bolt that just fell out is not going to result in our impending doom. And not to be alarmed that our captain has never used the intercom before.
He
Hmm.
doesn't seem too convinced, but he will take your word for it.
Fair.
But yes, as you all get there, you do these. Well, those that weren't on deck who are now on deck. So, Porcelain Lady at least. I don't know if Potoo followed as well.
Might as well.
You do see these lights just jostling for position. And occasionally, you'll just see a beam come from one of them towards the other. Then it'll go up front, and then same kind of thing will happen.
See a blue shell hurtling towards one of them at max.
Blue Shell
Don't worry
comes out,
about it
realizes a
below.
gently used fish is technically in first place.
No.
What was that? Sorry, Potoo?
Worry about get blown up or something.
The beams don't seem to be aiming for you. They just seem to be aiming for each other.
I think we're fine as long as we're
Can I make any checks
out
to
of
understand
the
what the
scenario.
heck is going on?
Yes. I should also note that I believe that there is some kind of telescope or something on the ship,
Yeah, there is.
so that could be used to get a closer look. That was me pinging back still because I've got the power on the mouse still.
I'll give it a go.
Yep. Just make me a quick perception.
Percept.
Can I try and see where we are?
You're coming up on the failure, but still a bit off. It's like still green underneath.
No, I mean, can I see? Can I try and determine what's happening from where we are without looking through the telescope?
Perception
telescope.
with disadvantage.
Okay.
You're finding it hard to tell. It's definitely magic flying around down there, but you're not quite sure what's happening with it. Maybe someone's having a fight. Kuiper, you see two elderly mages racing around. The same kind of brooms that Waffleberg used to have. And you can quite literally see now that they are following the flags. You get the feeling this is a race.
Lee, when do I get to play Mario Kart against you for more magic items?
I'm not even joking. Number 56 on this list was two elderly mages racing brooms around a treetop course marked by ribbons. So yeah, you're just seeing these two elderly mages just flinging spells at each other to try and get position. You can't
Just
tell
goes back to the intercom. He's like, false alarm.
you can't tell what they were saying through the thing, but it does seem to be quite heated. Probably some harsh
Just one
words
of them
of
just like, ha, I fucked your mum. and the other one's just yelling Allahu Akbar every time a fucking I don't know. I've only ever received 2 messages on Xbox Live, and that's both of them.
They've got the like COD microphone symbol appearing above their heads as they race around.
No.
One of them cast the fucking level 9 time spell. You just see the fucking disconnected symbol.
No. You just look at the screen that's there on the gently used fish. You just keep saying in the top left the message GG easy keep popping up.
Chat disabled for 3 seconds.
But yeah, you pass by and you leave them behind as they carry on their ways. You do see eventually, if you look at the back, one of them just kind of death spirals towards the ground.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
And that's the
Guess it
last time we
depends
ever
on how
heard it.
old he was.
That's the last time everyone ever showed Jerry. So, you carry on. I could fast forward this if you want, or do you want to do anything else while on the ship?
I think Porcelain Lady was still doing introductions.
Alright, so who do you want to do an introduction with this time?
You know what? Since he volunteered himself, it'll be Alekxander. Well, aren't you just a strapping younger gentleman from the icy tundras? She kind of like walks up behind you, keeping a good solid 6 feet between you and her.
It is not often that Alexander gets an introduction that makes him say less than his own introduction.
Well,
That is certainly a way to walk into a room.
so I take it then you're Alekxander?
Yes, I am indeed Alexander.
Well, Alekxander, I am the porcelain lady, and she's going to hold out a gloved hand. We're not trying to kill people today.
Alexander will sort of give it a weird look and shake the hand.
It is very nice to meet you.
It is nice to have more people on the trip. We haven't clearly had enough crazies since Waffleberg left, so we needed to increase the possibility we had a few on the ship.
Crazy? And she kind of like tilts her head a little bit like,
Nobody leaves this ship sane. Alexander has learned this very quickly.
alrighty, well, then much obliged and happy to be a part of the family.
Just looks at Fright next to him and just goes, "No, don't worry, don't worry. Some of us leave the ship sane. It's a matter of speaking."
Manner of speaking or not.
You are, in all honesty, you are a very strange person. You are clearly made not of flesh. Alexander is not used to people not being made of flesh. It's usually a very universal thing.
Well, actually, if I'm speaking the truth in all honesty, I am entirely made of flesh. A porcelain shell is more of a magical covering, holding the flesh together.
Alexander looks at you like you're insane.
Would you like me to show you?
That is the weirdest way anyone's ever told them they want to strip for Alexander.
Dear, this is more than stripping. And she starts to like slide off her ring. Hold out your hand.
Gives Fright a look that might even defeat Fright's concerned look and just takes ring slowly.
She drops the ring in his hand and unzips the back of her dress. And as she does so, she starts to let it drop and step out as the porcelain sinks into her body, revealing the like black sludge as she takes a few steps over, and the black sludge kind of starts to engorge and take the shape of a dragonborn with a bone porcelain mask and porcelain claws and spines. So she is like almost dripping black sludge, but the sludge never actually like drips off, but it's all in the shape of a 12-foot black dragonborn. This is what I mean, dear. Not
Seven Shades
exactly.
of Hell, Alexander is processing what is going on right now.
See the steam just like rolling out of his ears. Carry the 3. Oh, I'm afraid I may have broken him.
This is not what people usually look like when they remove clothes. Certainly not like sentient black pudding.
I'm not really people. And she reaches down and with 2 of the claws, like, takes the ring. If you keep an eye out, and she puts the ring back on slowly, and as it slides down the nail and onto her finger, her body starts to retake the shape of the porcelain lady as the porcelain comes back and returns as her skin. And she, like, slides her dress and stuff back on. If you pay attention a little bit more, you would have probably guessed, my dear, that this is not the original shape, but rather just what is more appealing to most people around me and tends to cause the least amount of panic.
Alexander goes around with someone who is literally 2 people, and somehow they keep getting weirder. Alexander probably should have gone for the normal introduction.
She kind of like perks up a little bit. 2 people?
Points at Delris or Alari and goes, whichever one of them it is right now, ask them.
Ask them. Well, maybe another time. So we are, looks like, starting to breach the snow line. I think I'm gonna find a nice something a little bit warmer to wear.
It is
Maybe a
indeed.
little bit more stylish.
It is indeed starting to get a bit colder. Get a lot more
To
white
ask if
below.
porcelain skin even feels the cold, but fair enough.
And snow
Oh, it's
is
not about the cold, dear. It's about looking good. And
indeed picking up in the air.
Luckily for Alexander, when you work on your pecs this much, you don't need a lot of clothes to look good, baby.
well, if I wouldn't have said so myself, that half sounded like it was flirtatious, but at the same time, they do look rather nice. But I will be on my way, dear, finding something a little bit more appropriate than this.
No worries.
Make me
No,
an
don't worry. Alexander just has a certain confidence about him. He talks like this to everyone, I promise.
make me an investigation, Kuiper.
Investigation.
Mhm.
Oh, that's an intimidation.
You intimidate it to turn off.
That would be a 19.
As you're looking around, every button is clearly labelled something that it shouldn't be. And then you just have the dangerous thought. To find the off button, I must think like Waffleberg. And you find a button just called self-termination. And you just hit that and it turns off.
Are you serious?
Well, it sounds like the audible shivering has gone away.
And yes, you are technically now officially in the Freljord.
It's
Porcelain
been a
lady.
couple of
Oh,
weeks since Alexander's smelled this air. Oh, my lungs already feel like they're freezing. It's wonderful.
well, if this is your home, then you will most likely enjoy the air. But I will bid you adieu for now, and enjoy the time in the snow. It's beautiful when you can still feel it on your skin.
Oh, you're tugging at Alexander's heartstrings here.
I mean, I don't have skin on the outside, dear. It's all on the inside. The only time I can feel anything is when I take the ring off. She kind of like heads towards the underneath, and picks up her bag as she walks downstairs to head under, just to find a space where she can like change her clothes quietly.
Okay.
So, changing the subject from that bolt you just blatantly saw fly off again, Fright, what the hell was all that about?
Fright just kind of shrugs. Interesting company. Interesting company always leads to interesting stories.
Excuse
As
me.
you saw back at the party, people do love a good story.
We
S- Speaking of, I'm just going to pause this for a sec because I
Mhm.
quickly need the bathroom.
No problem.
I see. Well, then it's time to chop them in half.
So,
Wasted a top tier scream and no one heard it. I'm sad now.
as you're making it through into the Freljord, I can. Hang on. Before I do switch that over there, let me do the smart thing and actually copy to gently use fish.
Just Delris has just sat there brushing Sharky this entire time.
I moved you all over. I didn't move myself over. God damn it.
Everybody
Technically
but the bee.
speaking, I have yet to move from the ship picture.
What, sorry?
Technically, I haven't moved from the ship's picture.
Try refresh and roll 20.
Refresh.
There we go. You'll be entering from the bottom right here as you make your way over. And there are a few places already in view at the moment. But you know that the place you want to be going is further on. Also than that, as you're getting there, I would like Alekxander to
Oh,
roll
well.
me a wisdom check.
Wisdom. Oh boy. No.
Right.
No, you know it's the fairly odd. You just don't know which area it is. You're just looking around. It's like it's a lot more white than you're used to from up here. Like you're used to white, but you're also used to good landmarks. Up here, everything seems just so tiny and blends in with everything.
I was fatter.
Actually, technically, it'd be more here because this is all green stuff. But as you are traveling, those on deck, please make me perception. Also, I should note that this has obviously been over a couple of days, so you've had the time to rest, wake back up, that kind of thing.
Why? I forgot I was on disadvantage still. God damn it.
So a 20, a 13, Potoo, Raka, and yeah. Yes, yes, yes. You all see this. Those that got a 13, so Delris and the porcelain lady. You do see something just kind of approaching, but it just does seem to be a small bird. Potoo and Kuiper, you realize this to be a hawk. One that is specifically from the Freljord itself. Alekxander, you notice the glowing blue eyes. And what seems to be
It's Frederick.
something glistening in its talons.
That's bringing us something.
It's not bringing you something, but you do know. This is what is known as an Orman hawk. And these things are generally the scouts of the Avarosans, which is the rival tribe to yours.
Alekxander will just give this thing the finger.
It just watches you as it flies past.
Delris just kind of goes up to the edge and just kind of looks at it and is like, hi!
Tell your masters I fucked their mothers!
It just tilts its head. You see the thing in its claws glisten as it watches you.
What's
Boy,
it
I just don't like everything else about you.
Hold on. What's it carrying? And she's going to cast animal friendship on it.
Animal friendship. Post that spell up for us, would you?
Oh wait, never mind. It's not within 30 foot of us, is it?
No.
It's weird. Yeah.
I'll let you roll an Arcana if you want to try and check what that is.
No, it's fine. I can do something else.
Okay.
I'm instead going to cast Speak with Animals.
Speak with animals, okay.
And I'll call over. Hi! Can I talk to you for a minute?
It will tilt its head.
Alari's probably come up to next to me and just started, like, max volume squawking. Just looks at her like she's mad.
They squawks, Fagin. They squawks.
Hmm.
It just looks to you. I'd rather not approach with your allying yourselves with such brutes.
Oh, he won't do anything. If he does, I'll punch him.
Or you
Alari,
could just
you're
throw
beginning
him
to scare me.
overboard.
I know you do some strange things from time to time, but what the fuck?
What
I feel
purpose
like
do
from
you...
Alexander's point of view, it looks more like rah, rah, Punch him. Rah, rah.
Whose side are you on in this? And what purpose would it serve me to come aboard?
I mean, we're not on either side of the war. We're neutral. And I just want to talk to you because you're with the Avarosans, right?
Indeed, and yet, despite being neutral, you travel with a Winter's Claw.
We're just helping him save his wife from Lysandra.
Ah, yes, the Ice Witch. Many a thing has been happening up there. Hence
Oh,
why
like
I have
what?
been scouting.
Oh, now I'm very interested in talking to you. We could share information.
I can fly and relay information.
Okay. What are you carrying?
This
Very shiny.
this records what I see. I am bringing this.
I'm giving him so many middle fingers. Yeah.
I am bringing this to the Queen herself. I am bringing this to Ash.
Oh.
And we
So,
just suddenly see a giant ice arrow flying at the gently used fish. Oh, never mind, she found us.
well, we're about to go try and break someone out of Lysandra's ice prison. Because, well, his wife is trapped in it, like I previously said.
Are you sure that's wise?
Well, we know it's stopping the Watchers, but at the same time, we can't just leave people trapped, can we?
That is true. At the same time, that is what I have been sent to spy on, essentially. There's been reports of void activity.
Void activity? Like what?
Like a
Is it?
kind we have not encountered yet before. One that seems to move with a lot more intelligence behind it.
Okay. And, it wasn't anything, it wasn't the Watcher?
The
That's
Watchers still remain sleeping. If it was the Watchers, there would be no Freljord.
Yeah.
That, and I've also been sent to do my usual task of keeping an eye on the Winter's Claw. That, however, I'm not sure if I should share the information on, given him.
He can't hear you.
And how do I know you won't relay this information?
Well, we're not with the Winter's Claw. We're not really with anyone. Me and my sister were outcast by both sides, really, so we're not really, allied.
Strange for the Avarosans to catch someone out.
Alright,
And
you've been squawking for like 5 minutes now. Alexander's starting to get concerned.
It's like, she's not responding to you. She's ignoring you pointedly. But, like, yeah. Whenever we ran into Avarosans, they were just kind of not wanting anything to do with us either. So,
I have to admit, and no offense, but there is something that does drive myself from you.
like what?
An unnatural energy.
Natural? Well, we know that the reason why we look like this, with the different skin tone and the affinity for fire, is because of the world ruin.
That would explain it. The same kind of feeling we have when we go near Ragon's Reach.
Yeah. Our mom and dad were researching the world ruin, and, well, dad was gone, and then mom gave birth to us, and we were changed because of the energy. So, but
He's going to... You know what? It could be interesting if he found out. I can share this information.
Okay.
I have spotted the location of the Winter's Claw.
Yeah.
They are currently heading towards. Let me drag that pissing map, you asshole. They are heading into Ursine lands.
Ursine.
They are wanting to take an artifact from the Thousand Pierced Bear.
Oh. That doesn't sound good.
It does strike us as interesting why they would go against their own god like this, but indeed, perhaps they want to come back.
Well, this is the thing. My sister recently got a bunch of more magic-y powers, but she says they're weird. Like, they're not from her.
They're not from her. Perhaps the
Yeah,
world rune is evolving in you both then.
maybe. She thought like someone else was giving them to her, but maybe it's that.
If that is the case, you may need to be careful. I sense many an energy aboard that ship, and either of them could be quite bad if they have passed their powers on to you.
Well, I think one of the energies I know you sense is probably Potoo. They're...
Indeed, a stench of undeath.
yeah. It's just because they stole a sword from a guy from the Shadow Isles, and it kind of, mess with them. But they're okay.
That and chaotic wild magics aboard as well.
Wild magic. Wild magic. Who could that be? Kuiper? Mariah? No, Mariah doesn't do magic. Maybe Kuiper.
Yordles. That would explain it.
Yeah.
Yordles.
It's like you finally twigs on that.
Stain for Yordles, like, ugh,
On top of
that
that,
would explain it.
You're just going to talk with the bird forever?
there is an
Not telling it too much, are you?
on top of that,
Go
there is an odd celestial energy on board as well.
Celestial.
Something from beyond Runeterra. We have picked up on it once or twice before in the past.
Delris does not know about the chime, so she's not going to comment on that. Because never once did Kuiper or Alekxander say they were telling anyone about the chime.
In fact, I do sense one coming from up ahead as well.
Up ahead.
Indeed. I shall go investigate that. You carry on with your mission.
Yes. Thank you for stopping and talking to me.
Yep. And you'll see the bird. Dive down towards Nal. Dive down towards Naljack.
Yeah. Kind of,
Because we know who has the freaking chime there, don't we?
It's Scrap from Ice Age, obviously.
I mean, of
Yes,
course.
you're feeling talkative again now that the bird is fucked off?
Yeah, we were having a lovely conversation.
This would be the moment.
You were just being rude.
I couldn't tell whether you were at each other's necks or not.
I'm honestly half expecting their war party just to fucking fly up here now, honestly.
No.
Them wily bastards.
Pretty much all of us, apart from you, are unaffiliated. They're not interested in us, for the most part.
Well, what did you get out of it, I suppose?
Quite a lot, actually.
Anything prudent to what we're up to?
He said there is some void energy around the Frostguard Citadel that's different than the Watchers.
I mean, I would imagine that's not too surprising, all things that we know
It
considered.
kind of is, because it's intelligent movement.
Oh. Okay,
Isn't usually. They're just kind of a consume all in our path sort of thing, but they're moving on intelligence now. He sent some celestial energy on board. And he said that the Winter's Claw are going to try and steal an artifact from the Thousand Pierced Bear.
Please do not smatter me with lore.
What?
So, Thousand Pierced Bear is Volibear.
Yes and no.
Kind of.
There are two depictions of the Volibear in Freljord. You have the Volibear himself, which the Winter's Claw follows for the most part. Then you have the Thousand Pierced Bear, which is what the old shamans follow of the Winter's Claw and of the Freljord. He's essentially the old god. The one that Volibear technically still is, but also used to be. He is the one that pretty much possesses any shape changer or skinwalker and makes them become a lot more Ursine and start to lose their self. He is also what lends barbarians their strength. That and apparently the Iron Borders as well. We learned that recently. But it's mainly the Volibear that fills people with rage.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to say that to me again. Did you say the Winter's Claw are going after, Thousand Claw artifact, did you say?
Thousand Pierced Bear. Your own people are going against your own god.
Well, Stavro just bastards. I'm gonna kick their fucking asses.
Bastards kick asses who?
Hey, leave them alone for 10 minutes, and what do they do? Fucking religious treason.
Just make me a quick wisdom check there, Alekxander. Let's see if we can work out
What?
why. There were some whisperings among the Winter Claw before you left that supplies were running low, especially when it came to food. Hunts were coming back sparse. And there were some rumors that the Volibear had stolen an artifact from his brother Orn. Essentially put, a cauldron that could provide endless food.
Unless, of course, just after that, that Cauldron of Horns. I suppose that's possible the longer I think about it.
Yeah, but surely stealing from your own god's a bad idea. But anyway,
What would I know if, Volibear would be awfully pissed if we stole something he stole off someone he doesn't like?
Yeah. He probably won't enjoy it.
It's hard to be said. He doesn't really like you stealing his shit, no. Especially if he stole it off Orn, the more I think about it.
But there's also the celestial energy. He said that he also sensed something similar from down below in Nijag, the village down there. And we talked a bit about like me and Alari and being kind of, outcast from both tribes, so not really being affiliated, and that's why he kind of talked to us.
As Delris mentions celestial energies, there is another boom noise that just radiates through the ship.
What was that?
What was what?
The bong.
That?
You and Kuiper would remember, Alekxander. The small girl appearing through a portal and dropping what seemed to be a large golden chime off on your ship. That makes quite a similar sound to that.
The randomly appearing child gave us a fucking instrument the other day, but that's about it. I think she lives on the ship. I'm not sure.
A randomly appearing child. How did she appear to you?
It was Zoe, wasn't it?
Who the fuck? I don't.
It was Zoe.
She
Oh.
dropped elephant on us once.
So the aspect of Twilight has seen you.
You would have seen them before that day as well, Alexander, because they dropped you off at the asylum.
It dropped me off.
Literally.
Yeah, for the
Yep.
Halloween session where Mariah
Jackals in
became
there
a
for
doctor.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Were you not there for the second episode of it?
Nope.
Oh, never mind then.
That's unfortunate.
Wah.
So they're like, yeah, we talked about a bunch of things, but kind of, the main point being, that there's weird void energy over there. The Watcher's still asleep. What else? I think that was mostly everything.
Yeah,
Alright, as long as I'm not about to receive 500 insert faction name here, up my ass.
Avarosans.
Avarosans.
I do kind of wonder why the Avarosans turned us away. He said it was strange. But I guess we are blue. Alari's blue, so maybe that had something to do with it.
To be completely honest with you, I wouldn't know much about them. I don't bother myself with them, obviously.
Why am I just imagining now, just with that, just Delris being like, well, Larry's blue just out from down below. Just Mariah in her sleep. Dabba dee dabba die.
It's just a thing. We grew
Well,
up in First Claw Village, but it was kind of just on the fringes of everything.
hopefully that won't come to bite us an ass. I haven't fought with them in quite a while personally, but
I mean, we shouldn't be fighting with them anyway. Alari even said it's a dumb fight.
well, you give you an idea how this fight works.
The Freljord and the Winter's Claw.
Yeah,
Essentially put, they're trying to fight over how the Freljordians should live. The Avarosans, they want it to be like a more modernish type of thing. Settling down, housing, interacting with people outside the Freljord. The Winter's Claw believe you should be living more off the land. Just hunting what is there. Pretty much like the usual Viking type of lifestyle, like the barbarianish type of lifestyle. That's what they believe in.
Alexander knows a few things about this combat, but to be honest, Alexander is Winter's Claw because Alexander was born into Winter's Claw, not because Alexander truly cares that much. Alexander simply wishes to do well by Waffleberg, and occasionally that requires me to kick some of their asses.
I mean,
You know, Alexander things.
Winter's Claw way left to children being left to their own, being left alone without anyone to care for them and pretty much nearly dying. So
It made Alexander very strong. Flexes.
Indeed, for while you were growing up, you know that your mother died early on, and you never really saw your father as he did leave. Apparently,
It
he had to
wasn't.
go training somewhere.
He went to go train the cow to make milk and never came back. Truth be told, Alexander probably wouldn't have found the teachings of Waffleberg if it wasn't for the way that he was brought up. So Alexander does have relative beliefs about it. I think what Alekxander's trying to say is that Alekxander he is indifferent to the beliefs of the fight, even though he has partaken in it.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Fair enough. It is the way of the Freljord to fight over what it believes. It is simply what we've done throughout history, to be honest.
He's not wrong. They have been fighting for a very long time.
It is unfortunately very Freljordian to simply not agree with everyone around you. And that is just simply where it is right now, I suppose. Alekxander doesn't know how it's been the last month or so. Alekxander's been off fighting an island.
Well, Alexander, think of this. If your gods hate each other, is it the way of the people or the way of the gods that makes Freljord the way it is? The people would get along if they didn't believe in them. But not believing in them means that you are, in some way, hopeless. Does
Just
it
sort of
not?
scratches his head and just goes, Alekxander has never really thought about the philosophies of this war. As I have said, Alekxander has always been. Alekxander has partaken in war, yes, but that is because he must serve Volibear for great deeds in battle, and he can't do that if he doesn't fight people.
I guess if it's true.
Then fight for something else, not killing your fellow, like, countrymen.
I'm with you to fight an island.
That's what I mean. There's plenty of other things in this fucked up world to fight than your own people.
I was going to say we're off to fight Lysandra, but I'm not sure quite where my people ends and Bastard begins, so.
I mean, I guess she's acceptable because, she's technically our people, but she's also freezing people in ice, but also trying to stop the Watchers. It's a very, like, morally gray thing.
And
There's a lot of things that are morally gray.
speaking of, you look out towards the north, and in the distance you do see the Frostguard Citadel rising up into view.
Oh, it is time. Takes a deep breath in. Alekxander has been holding it all back for a couple of days. Alekxander's very ready for this.
Will everybody get very rested? If anything happens over the next few hours, I can let you know. Need sleep. I would be willing to stand watch.
Okay, so you're all going to get some rest.
Mm-hmm.
Alekxander will split his time between training and resting. Now that Waffleberg can't kick him out and beat the shit out of Great.
Kuiper will stay up, keep watch, and have one last crack at the spell.
Okay. Which spell is it?
It's the one he's been crafting for the past few months.
Okay.
One will supposedly help him remember.
Make me. Is it intelligence or wisdom? Your spell check. Your spell thing.
Intelligence.
Make me an intelligence check. Let's see how. Basically, a spell check.
A spell check. A
Yes.
spell roll.
A spell roll. Let's see how this goes.
Ooh.
Perhaps it's the calm of the night or the anticipation of what's to come. Or maybe it's just the serene view of just the snow just falling by anytime you open your eyes.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline from Fortnite.
No!
Shut the fuck up.
But you do seem to tap into it finally.
sort of finally lets some paper go, and it just explodes into this like scroll made of light that's completely blank. And he may scream a bit in joy.
So,
Hears from the other side of the ship.
Yep.
Are you doing all right over there?
He's like, "Oh, it worked! Look at this!" He
Look at
starts.
what?
He
She's
starts
gonna
writing in this scroll that seems to expand as he writes in it.
Rather intriguing. What is it for?
That requires a lot of explaining.
Well,
But
we've got a
we
few
have time, I
hours
suppose.
of the others.
Let's just say I have lived a lot of lives, and I can't remember them. I'm hoping that this will let me retain information through lives. One
When
can
you
only
move on
hope.
to the next one, you hope you remember the recipe or remember the spell.
I will find a way. But that's not its
Well,
only
here.
use. We could, if I could teach it to other party members, we could use it for communication. If we all use the same command word, we could communicate from great distances.
How long does one of your lives generally last, if you had to take a guess?
He genuinely shrugs. Like, I don't
So it
know.
depends on
I've
if
only
you
had
die.
I've only had a year or so in this one so far.
Very new. Well, how about this? She's going to reach into her bag and pull out a small, regular book with a pen. If you write down the simplest way to do whatever you're doing in a way that you would understand in another life, then on the second time around, I guess we'll have to chit-chat some more, maybe over tea.
He has a slight glow in his eyes. He's like, "You would do that for a stranger?"
That's just like all
My
the time.
dear,
Tea.
I've met now, and in the next God knows thousands of years, it would be nice to have somebody that has a very familiar feel to them.
He gets an emerald quill out and just goes, "With pleasure.
And
Much
she's gonna
appreciated."
hand him the little book. Fill it out as much as you want, hand it to me whenever, and I will hold on to it until the next time around.
okay.
He does a deep bow of respect and gets writing.
Peace. Kind of stay nearby, but still kind of walks around just to like see off the edge and see if there's anything in the darkness.
Okay. So you're doing that. The other three of you that are still asleep. So Potoo, Delris, and Alekxander.
Nightmares. No.
I'm going to roll to see for who this goes to.
You get a nightmare. You get a nightmare. Everybody gets a nightmare.
I love the fact it's like, I've got to roll to see who this goes to. And no matter which way I look at it, because it's almost exactly the same loadout on here as it is on Discord. Either way, it's going to Dion. So Delris,
Yay.
as you try and sleep, the chiming fills your ears. Whatever dream you was having at the moment seems to fade away. As you find yourself rising further and further up from the ground, looking down over Runeterra itself, with just the boom, boom type of noises just ringing out. And each time it goes off, you see various pings from around. Same as you look down at Runeterra, they correspond with different areas.
Mm.
One of which does seem to be on the ship itself. Another one down in Naljag. The others scattered to the winds of Runeterra itself. And I'll be placing those on the map after this session, so you'll get an idea of that.
Ah, good, because we don't actually have a map in the other game, so
Yeah.
I don't know where alchemists saw them.
Speaking of, you do see another figure floating in the air with you, almost as if your dreams have been connected.
Mm.
A small Yordle.
A Yordle.
Small
Very,
Yordle. Hmm?
very fluffy Yordle.
Yep. Who also just seems to be staring down at the pings, then staring ahead. Surrounding you, you do see, indeed, the same things Mariah saw in her dreams.
Some of them look so angry.
Yeah, they do look angry.
As well as the large, shadowed figure with the horn in hand. Just communicating out towards them with a series of whoa. Each of them just kind of jiggling their heads from side to side, making little ding noises as they do.
Just kind of looking at this person is like, hi.
Just repeats back with music.
Huh. This kind of looks, it's like, I'm Delris. You seem like an otherworldly being. So, do you know anything about the other void stuff that's going on? 1 bong for yes, 2 bongs for no.
Boom.
How bad is it, do you think? 1 to 10?
It will give like a and you'll just see these little golden-like beings that have been jingling their heads just kind of float over. There seems to be 8 of them though.
We're trying to save someone from the ice. Do you think that'll wake up the Watcher? Again, 1 for yes, 2 for no.
He just tilts his head, yet the mask that seems to be his face stays rotated the same way.
Not sure, huh? I'm guessing your thing, like these chimes, they're to do with you. Whoa! You're the source of celestial energy that we've been told about. Or they are, the thing on the ship. I wish I could ask your name. But I can't understand what you're trying to say without, like, trying to make it numerical or.
And as you say that, you feel yourself start to lower back down.
Oh.
You just see the other figure that was there in the dream as well. Just start to get low down, start going,
Kind of sounds like Nar.
and you feel yourself waking up in the morning on the ship.
Just kind of like waves, just like essentially he's like, bye! Before getting lowered back down.
And you find yourself awake on the ship.
Well, that was a weird dream. But answers, I guess.
So, overnight, you have been just making your way over this mountain peak here. Trying not to get too close to the citadel or the foundling village itself, so that you can land at this side of Yeti's Vigil. If you land there
Kind of,
and make it to there, you'll probably make it by late afternoon, early evening.
Kind of just, Delris kind of is, actually, I'll roll. Because, you know, it's... Ah, they switched, so Delris is telling no one shit.
I'm a stealthy answer. The fuck has happened?
Alekxander is absolutely kicking the shit out of a crate somewhere. As there are no actual training dummies on the ship.
This is just
Uh.
giving the boot to this crate. You do finally kick your foot through it, only to be greeted with glowing eyes from within.
Hello. First thing you should know about Alekxander is that Alekxander has defeated a crate in one-on-one combat to meet you. I'm Alekxander? Hello?
Swarm.
Oh no, not a swarm. Do I still have the picture of this boy on here?
The
If not, then
fucking
I'm
things that you
disappointed.
collect on this ship! You can't just take every single animal you see and put them on ship!
This thing peeks out.
Oh.
Oh,
It's not
No.
something we took.
It's me.
Still vaguely remember you from Bilgewater episode, don't question it.
Yep, just a little gunpowder monkey just peers out. Just kind of irritated that someone kicked in his wall of his house. And then just slowly goes back in just with a hard squint. And you just see him just get what seems to be little planks and just starts hammering them in to try and fix the hole.
Just want one thing on the ship I can fight without pissing someone off. Is that
You
not
could
much for
always fight
Alekxander to ask?
me.
Yes, but you stabbed me back, and I actually need to be prepared to not be stabbed for a bit, believably.
I won't stab you. We could do hand-to-hand combat.
Also,
We're nearly there now, although I do appreciate the offer.
Alekxander, you think if you get the right materials from somewhere, you could probably make yourself a training dummy in there. There's enough space.
Alekxander's not a crafty man. He should probably look into actually just straight up buying one.
That too. Go on.
Alari probably actually woke up in a bit of an awkward position because Nico and Delris have been sleeping in the same room. And probably comes up on deck just like a little bit flustered.
You have seen ghosts. You haven't seen a ghost, have you? I wouldn't be surprised on this ship.
No ghosts.
Oh, it's the other one. Which one's this one again?
Alari.
Haven't seen you in a few days. How you doing? We're almost there to the citadel.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yes, we're almost there. We're going to. When's the last time we've talked? Was it
after-
before the party? Have you met Fright before? Hi, Fright. Have you met
No.
her before? I can't remember.
I
Well,
have
this is
not.
Fright.
I have not met Fright. Last time I remember being awake was at the Sentinel's medbay.
There's always a travel by Umpa.
Well,
She's probably
this is
carrying.
Fright. We are going to rescue Alexander's wife. It's finally happening. And we're nearly there. So get your kicking ass gear on, I guess.
And as you do find yourself passing over what seems to be the ruins of a village. Before, who's driving at the moment? Would it be Potoo or Kuiper still? Like, is it a case of Potoo takes the day shift, Kuiper takes the night shift, or?
Usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Potoo, you
Mm.
carefully land the boat in the water, as close as you can to the shore. And as you do so, there's going to be a couple of calls of volunteers to stay on board the ship to make sure no one takes it. So your usual gaggle crew of Stellara, Nico, and Vex will stay on board.
And Umpa.
Umpa wants to come.
It's very dangerous, little one.
The
Oh.
porcelain lady walks to the edge and just throws a coin over into the water.
Okay.
Don't forget to pay your bills.
Umpa's eyes seem to be locked highly on the village.
I guess it is called Yeti's Vigil. But, okay. Stellara,
Yes.
accompany us to the village, and when we move on from it, you take Umpa back, okay?
Very well.
I'll let you accompany us to the village, okay? But after that, you have to go back to the ship.
Umpa
It's
just,
too here.
Umpa just kind of pouts, but nods like, yeah, I guess this is best I'm getting.
Pretty much. Alari's like, it's too dangerous for you to be near the Citadel.
Yep. So there is one thing I do need to ask, because we know of some of the NPCs that are staying on there. And I can't believe I'm about to ask this, but I guess I have to start asking this shit now. I feel like I'm just quoting the dragons at this point. Which pets are you taking with you?
Sharky's coming with me.
Okay.
Draken is going to stay behind.
Okay.
Nyx, my Zeevil, is coming because that's Alari's. Pretty much familiar
On
with
a
this.
bicycle. I've never seen a D&D game with this many pets. It's just ridiculous.
That's why I was saying I'm getting flashbacks to Dion's Dragons game. It
The
took half an
bell-
hour for us to go through which dragons were coming and which weren't.
Kalpira the Bell Goat is staying on the ship as well.
Okay.
But basically, and Nyx are coming.
Mariah will just be taking anything that's currently living in her hair. Because it's just the easiest way to put it. Lyra obviously is coming because familiar. I don't believe you had another pet, did you, Kuiper?
No.
Okay. Potoo.
I imagine Goldbrand is probably going to stay firmly around Potoo's neck, and Devi always goes with Potoo because Devi vision.
What about Smee?
So I mean, unless Smee wants to come, Smee and Boulder will be staying at the boat.
Okay. Boulder being the rock dog.
Yes.
Yeah, Chip will also be in my bed sleeping like usual. Oh, sorry, Pebble. Not Chip.
You didn't get Chip. I'm not allowing you to have Chip.
You almost
How-
forgot about your own little rock buddy.
I'm just imagining now you just go and abduct Malphite's son. So, the spider will obviously be coming with you, Alekxander.
I was going to say, I'm not bringing a pet, and I realise I brought a pet, damn it.
I mean, technically, there is one other one I do need to ask
I'm now a part of the problem.
because you were saying you were going to bring this one back to the Freljord with you. Is the Fury Horn coming with you?
Hmm.
If you can't remember what that is, it's that little grumpy shit that's been kind of, living on your shoulder.
You are more than welcome, little one.
Oh.
I mean, it will come if asked, so yes. So,
Just
oh,
wait.
yes.
I'm very sorry, but I'm gonna have to go a bit early.
I mean,
How
you have to be.
strong is the Alexander?
To be fair, you have to be up early tomorrow anyway because of all that lot.
I have to be in town very early. But also I am kind of very much struggling to zone out
That's fine.
consistently. So
I may end today's session a bit early because this village is going to be a big important thing.
Okay,
That likes a bit of time to prepare for that if need be.
that's fine.
yeah,
But I'll just say that as you pointed up, those that are staying on board will stay on board. Those that are coming with you. Here's a good question I do need to ask. Because I know those that have been to the fella before are fine. Does the porcelain lady feel cold?
No. So she doesn't actually feel anything. Alexander could stab her and she wouldn't feel it. She'd take the
Okay.
damage, but she wouldn't feel it. She doesn't have a sense of feeling.
So
Although she will ask Alexander if he thinks he's strong enough to hold, and she will pull the sword from her back that is 3/4 her height, and the blade is like as wide as she is. And she pulled it out, her hand in this tiny little hand loophole at the very end of the entire blade, yet somehow still holding the blade.
also
Hmm?
I don't know if you saw, but Colourful Palette put a new song out on the app today.
I saw the notification earlier today. So what I'll try to say is, porcelain lady doesn't need winter clothing.
She has it on though.
I'd say
That's
that.
what she changed in.
I say that given he did say.
Alexander was like, I didn't think you'd be able to feel anything. It's like the only time I can feel the snow, like the ness of the snow, and like she has the black showing. But she made them into before she left. It's all about style, sweetheart, and
Okay.
then just
I'll say that fear, because Santa did say he was
Right.
bringing some preparation and such. Santa has changed into some winter gear to help out with this. And it takes some time to get there, like a few hours. And they said it's getting to roughly early evening by the time you do get to this village.
can Alexander carry my sword? Woo, woo.
Oh my. Probably the same size as one of his. If maybe
It's a little bit. I think she's a little bit taller than Alexander, so it'd be a little bit bigger. But if your strength is 18 or above, you should be able to carry the sword.
And this is what the village looks like.
Because if Alexander's doing that, she's twisting on her herself into a black crow with porcelain wings. And she's just gonna and like with her little porcelain feet, she's just gonna sit on Alexander's shoulder.
You would be arriving roughly here to the left side of the map.
Mm-hmm.
But we could sort that out next time, as I am going to end it there. We've got like an hour and 40 minutes recorded. We got
Not
what we
bad.
needed.
Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later.
It's
see you
fine,
Have
no
a
worries.
good
I'll see you
one.
tomorrow.
Get resty on.
So,
Yeah.
to all you out there that's been watching this, thank you so much for watching. Oh my god, someone fell over.
It happens.
Gravity is a thing.
Speaking of which, you haven't bitten into your finger again, have you?
Who?
Josh.
Oh.
I don't know, I just hear him
Josh?
snapping there and I'm all worried.
Just Josh eating his fingers again.
Don't turn into an Ouroboros.
The porcelain lady is now the porcelain raven of Alexander's watchful shoulder.
So, thank you all for tuning again. We'll see you next time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra.
Bye-bye.
If you would like to check out more from some of us, check out Sirens Through the Fog, as well as Echoes from the Past.
You
Over
mean
at
missed right?
Listen here. What I mean is Sirens Through the Fortnight.
Oh, God.
But yes, check out those. And also, just sporadically, every now and again, given we are slowly making our way through them, keep an eye on this channel as we are slowly but surely uploading gameplay footage of I'm on observation duty.
Duty. Observing.
Things.
Yeah, because I do still have to upload one this week to complete the first game. Because I had to split it into 2 episodes because, you know, it just wouldn't upload to YouTube otherwise. It was
I'll be right back.
like, let me just quickly load this up before I finish this because I want to get this off my chest for some reason. Where is it? Gameplay videos, observation duty. The video we recorded in total was 53.7 gigabytes. And I don't know why. Like, I compared it to videos we've done of Dead by Daylight, Grounded. None of them came even close to that file size. Yet observation duty decides I'm going to take up all the gigabytes. No idea why. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra. Bye!
Ah!
Hey,